Market update here on the 27th. So pretty flat day overall. I mean, it moved back and forth. I personally did absolutely nothing today. I think I sold a put maybe. That was about it. Not really that much to do. I'm waiting for a move either way. And one thing I wanted to touch on before I get into the charts is gotten a few comments trying to, well, basically saying that I'm getting it all wrong, blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. Like, if you think I'm getting it wrong, that's fine. But you got to remember, these moves take forever to play out. And also, another thing to take into account is this move is insanely choppy. And so I don't think there's anybody that's going to call this 100%. And I'm not a fortune teller, and so I'm not going to be 100% on any of my calls. And your trading plan should have nothing to do with what I say. I can give you like good direction and give you like good thoughts on where I think the market's going to go, but I'm never going to be 100% accurate. In general, I think I'm more accurate on higher time frames as well anyway, because you can kind of see where the general trend's going, and then you can look at demand and supply. But on smaller time frames, it's going to be very hard in a choppy market like this to be that accurate every single day. So I just wanted to say that at the very beginning of the video, because maybe some people are thinking that if you don't get it right sometimes, then you're just horrible at charting. And I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You're basically, what you're doing with charting is you're trying to put the odds in your favor. None of us know where this is going to go. We're all essentially gambling on where we're going to go, but the whole point of this is putting the risk reward in your favor. If you don't have good risk reward when you get into the position, then you shouldn't be in that position, because you're essentially gambling. Tomorrow we could just get a gap down and there could be some black swan news. So there's not really any way to say 100% you know what's going to happen. So anyway, I just wanted to say at the very beginning of the video, because I got a few comments about that. Going into the daily chart on SPY, I think that, again, there's two directions on this. Corrective moves are can go either way, and this has been corrective the whole way. So if you ignore these, I think just looking at this chart, we can go W, X, Y, probably up here to like 410. I see a supply zone right here. That's the first option. And then we also have the one I've been talking about for weeks, which is W, X, Y down here to 363. So those are the two directions I see over probably the next month, maybe sooner. This would probably be sooner. This would probably take another month or so. This took about 5 weeks. This would probably take about 5 weeks as well. Probably be looking at sometime in May. But if you think about sell in May and go away, it wouldn't make sense for us to melt up here and then sell off and take it into June down here. If it goes to 410 though, it'd probably only come down to about 370 around this area. So it'd be like this. So yeah, pretty much we'll see what happens. We are in a supply zone, and so look for that to hold around 401.39. If it doesn't, look for a melt up a little bit higher to maybe 410. If we come down here, then I'm looking for the daily demand is at 381. QQQ. So on the weekend video, I said 321 was the target. Still a target if we're going to the upside for me. I think that'd be ABC. Or better yet, WXY. So WXY. And this would be like that. And then within this wave right here, we're looking at it like that. And I think it could come down here to 305, 306 if that plays out. The alt count, since I'm going to do a bearish and bullish from now on, so we know what the possibilities are, is same thing as SPY, except for it probably wouldn't go down as far because of how far we've gone up. Could be an expanded flat, but most likely just something like this. That would just be a normal flat, and then we probably look for more upside. If this plays out right here, we go to 321, then I'm looking for either W, X down here to this demand zone, and then Y higher, or I'm looking for A, and then that's the top, B, and a C wave down. So tomorrow, if I were to guess where this is going to go, or where I think it's going to go, I'm looking for 305, 306, and then probably more upside. I don't think we're ready to go down, but again, that's the alt count down there to 285. Tesla, I think this looks like it wants to go down. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go down to me. This looks like again, another WXY move, so my target, if it goes down, is going to be right around like 183, 184. We got a demand zone, a very small one, but fill this gap right here at 183, 184. And then it's right into a demand zone. So after that, if it's in a demand zone there and it finishes an ABC, then it's probably going to go higher first. But then again, we'll have to watch it because I still think that when QQQ finally sells off, for where this went already at 200 and the top was here at 214, 14 less than this is about 150. That's so close to the gap fill that I think that if this does come down here like that, I still think that there's a chance that we get something like this, and then we just kind of make another like ABC move down here. I don't think this is a 5-wave move, and it's actually pretty clear that it's not a 5-wave move. So yeah, it's probably going to have to be some kind of like WXY ABC-ish move if it comes down here to the daily demand at 150. But it could do something like this. Pull back and then come down here farther and then maybe chop around down here for the gap fill. So the other possibility is that it bottomed here, but based on the charts and where we're at and below the supply zone, I think it's more likely that we come down to the downside. But we'll see on Tesla. It's it's not really clear 100%. NVIDIA backed off. It's very interesting that NVIDIA hit right at monthly and weekly supply. See, I hit the very top of this and backed off. And I said that in previous videos. 275. You go back to previous like tweets and videos. 275. I needed to hold. It held that. And so I think it's probably most likely ready to come down here. If it breaks above this, then I'd have to look at other supply zones. But for right now, it looks like it might be a pretty good short with a stop above 275. So we'll see how it plays out. Are we going to go down straight to new lows? Or is it going to come down here and then go to new highs? Not 100% sure on that one. Could go either way. Obviously, if it comes down here and does this, then it's going to end up being an overall normal flat probably. Amazon, not much movement. I think that closer to daily demand, we have daily supply. We have here at 112. The market goes higher. it could see something up here around 112 or maybe even higher, target of 127 before it makes the final move down. DXY, and I'll go over Microsoft and Apple and then Bitcoin. It's trying to bounce. Again, I said this could be 5-wave move down, and if it is a 5-wave move down, then we're probably looking for more downside. Let's zoom in a little bit more and just see. It's definitely got the structure for a 5-wave move. Just double check that. Yeah, I mean, it's the structure of a 5-wave move. So we'll see if it continues bouncing. If not, and it makes a 5th wave, then if we zoom out here, I would be looking for it to actually hit probably something around the low 90s. So we'd have to go back down here and look at demand zones. I would look for low 90s, potentially. Yeah, right around here, 92.34. So let's do a projection on this. If it's a 5-wave move, and this is a first wave, so we'd be looking around like 101 to finish this. Pull back to 103.50, maybe 104. And then probably would get a big move down here to like 93, maybe in between here. 5-wave move, probably around 92.50. I would be looking for something around 92.50 if that is the top right there. If this ends up being a ABC move and we're going higher, then again, I'm looking for something around the top of the supply zone, maybe around like 107. So something like, and I think that it's kind of hard to say right now, but I still am expecting like a decent sized correction. So if I'm expecting a decent sized correction here soon, then I would probably still lean towards this and then down. But I guess either way wouldn't surprise me. Apple. So Apple still in this move. I think they can go higher. If QQQ goes higher, it's probably going to at least hit the supply zone here at 164. Microsoft. We got a supply zone at 287. Demand down here at 250. I still think there's a good chance this is still in a 4th wave. But yeah, I think it can come down here for a 4th wave, maybe all the way down here to 267 maybe, and then go higher. But we'll have to watch it and see. Supply here at 287. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just consolidating a little bit. It's still in a supply zone. My target has been 31.4 for the last couple of weeks, and we really haven't got that much movement. So I'm just going to watch it. Again, the 1.61 fib of the first wave is sitting here at 31.4. So this still could be a WXY move, or this is a 3rd wave. We'll see where it goes over the next probably couple of weeks, whenever the overall market moves. So that's pretty much it. Not much movement today, not really that much to talk about. The video I did over the weekend was more in depth, but a few ideas today. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and have a good night.